Dear student, in this video lecture we will see the concept of class and object in VB.NET. So it comes under the object oriented programming concept in VB.NET. So .NET framework has two main components. First is .NET Common Language Runtime and second is .NET Framework Class Library. Now let us see what is the importance of CLR. It manages code at runtime, so the developer can use the variety of programming language, that is CLR environment, and can compile and execute the program. What is the use of class library? It provides reusable classes of objects that work with CLR and can use these classes. VB.NET is full object-oriented language that shares CLR and .NET class library with other .NET language. So now let us see what are the concept of object-oriented programming. First is class, second is object, third is polymorphism, fourth is inheritance, abstraction and encapsulation. So before starting concepts, we will see first what are the access specifier. So the access specifier are as public, private, friend, protected and protected friend. So now let us see the first access specifier, that is public. So the public gives the access, which means there are no restriction on their accessibility. The second is private. This access specifier uses the accessibility only for within the class, that is include any nested procedure. The third is friend. It is we can use within the program that contain their declaration as well as anywhere else in the same assembly. The fourth is protected access specifier. We can use it within their own class or form a class derived from that class. Only use at class level, as you can use it to declare member of the class. And the fifth is protected friend. So it uses both the protected and the friend access specifier, which means they can be used by the code in the same assembly as well as by the code in derived classes. So now let us see the concept of class. So class is a collection of similar type. Once a class is defined, any number of objects can be created which belong to that class. The class describes both the data and the behavior of the object. So for declaring a class, class keyword is used. The object is an instance of a class. A class is an abstract model used to define new data type. A class may contain encapsulated data. Operations that can be performed on the data, that is method, and access to that data, that is called as properties in the combination. In VB.NET, a class is declared using the keyword class and its members are enclosed within the end-class maker. So now let us see the syntax to define a class. As we have seen before, the access modifier. So for declaring a class, we use public, then the class, that is the keyword, and the class name. User can give any class name as per the requirement. In that class, the body, we can write or declare variables and methods, and after that, to close that class, we use end class. So now I have taken or I have declared a class, for example, public class student. In that I have taken variable as dim roll number as integer. So over here, integer is the class and variable are the object. And to end that class, I have used end class as we have seen in syntax. So now let us see what are object. Object is runtime entity which interacts with each other by sending messages. Object is referred as the instance of a class. The object has identity, behavior, and the state. An object is an individual instance of a type. There are the basic runtime entity as I have told you before. When a program is executed, the object can interact with each other. Different objects can also interact with each other without knowing the details of their data or code. So now let us see how the object can be declared. The syntax is as dim object, that is obj, as new class name. So over here, there are two types to declare a object. First I have already explained, and the second we can use as dim obj as class name, and then obj is equal to new class name. So over here, declare object to an instant of a class, and by using obj is equal to new class name, allocation of a memory for obj. So now let us see an example, that is dim obj as new student. So over here, allocating memory for obj is done, and we can use it in another way as dim obj as student. So over here, student is a class name and obj is equal to new student. So over here we have created an object. So by using the second step, the allocation of memory is done. So now let us see an example where class and object is used. So I have declared a class as object in which I have used length, breadth and height. I have taken the variables, and after that I have end that class. So in the main procedure, I have created two objects, that is dim obj1 as object is equal to new box. Second is dim box2 as box is equal to new box. So over here the class name is box, and by using box1 as object 1 and using new, the memory is created, the memory is allocated for that object box1 and box2, and after that the volume is calculated, and the output would be as the volume of box1 is 210 and the second is 1560. As we have taken input over here, the object is as. So after this output, we can see that GUI object uses graphics such as button, table to represent part of system. Object attribute can be as size, shape, color and the location. GUI object has behavior or method which describe what an object can do. So the object interacts by sending message to each other, asking another object to invoke or carry out one of its method. So as we have seen before, the object can interact by sending the message to each other and the task in the main concept of it. So now let us see what a constructor. It is a special member function. It initialize the object of its class. First method that is run when an instance of its type is created. It it invoke whenever an object is created. If class contain constructor, then an object created by that class will be automatically initialized. So we can say that in VB.NET, this is defined as a sub with the name of new. It does not return. It do not have any return type. It's called whenever an object is created using the new statement. It can be overloaded. It can be private. So now let us see the type of constructor. First is default, means it do not have any arguments. The second is parameterized constructor, in which there are argument. For example, we can pass by value. So now let us see the syntax of it. As I have told you before, it uses sub and new. So the keywords which used are sub, new, then the bracket, then the statement we can write over here, and after that end sub. That is the syntax for default constructor. So now let us see the syntax for parameterized constructor. Sub, new, in that by val, that is pass by value in that variable name as data type, and the statement over there we can write, and after that end sub. So the example is as I have created an object for a student, that is obj. In that first I have created a class, that is public class student, in that public function show. So the function is as show. In that I have just printed a statement that in class. After that the constructor is created as sub new. In that I have printed a statement or wrote a statement as in constructor, and to close that constructor, that is default constructor, end sub is used. And after that, as I have created an object, in that I have done obj dot show, that is the function, and after that the class is closed using end class, and after that end module. So over here what is printed, that is in constructor. As soon as an object is created, the statement is printed as in constructor, and after that the function is executed, that is in class. Now let us see what is destructor. Destructor is a special method which has the following points, as this is called the finalized in VB.NET. VB.NET compiler creates a default finalized method. It can never be private. By default, it is public. It is called automatically when an object releases its memory. It is also called as finalize. It is the last method which is run by a class. It can be used to clean up an object after its use. It is automatically called when .NET runtime determines that the object is no longer required. Working with destructor overrides keyword is used with finalize. Finalize method is used to deallocate the resources and to destroy the object. Now let us see the syntax. It is as protected overrides sub finalize method, after that the statement, and end sub. Note that the override keyword is used with finalize method. The example over here, I have taken class as student. In that I have created a method function as display. In that I have printed a statement in class. After that the destructor is declared at protected overrides sub finalize. In that I have printed a statement as executing the destructor. After that the destructor is closed by using end sub, and after that I have in the main I have created an object as obj. After that I have called a method which is in class as display. So over here the output is as, that is the function will execute first, that is in class statement will be printed first, and after that the destructor statement, that is executing the destructor, is displayed. So over here we can say that a destructor has the name finalized and it can be neither return a value nor it takes any parameter. Destructor can be very useful for releasing resources before coming out of the program, like closing file, releasing the memory, etc. Destructor cannot be inherited or overloaded. Thank you.